Vire Vision from Australia, which I want to make sure I get the name correct this time because last time I kind of butchered the pronunciation. As you can see there, it's Vire Vision. A very, very good company. I'm already a big fan of it. They've released a Cronenberg triple pack, I guess you could say, Cronenberg collection. 3 Cronenberg movies. It's got Stephen King's The Dead Zone, Rabid, and Shivers, all here in a disc that says Region B on the back, but I assure you it will play in Region A because I watched all 3 discs in my PS4, which is very American, and it played just fine. The first film, The Dead Zone, maybe the least Cronenberg type film in the whole bunch, but it's still a good film. It has, Christopher Walken playing, I believe it is Johnny Smith, I think is his name. And he gets his gift to where he can see things before they happen by touching people's hands. And it progresses from there. The only negative side of that is it's based off a novel, so they kind of cram too much maybe into a short amount of time. It's like almost 2-hour running time, but they kind of cram it all together. But it's still good, although one of the things you have to do is solve like a serial killer thing, which would probably be enough to carry most films on its own. But they push it on to, some other things, especially like a political angle, which is the bread and butter of the plot. After that, we got Rabid, this is my first time seeing Rabid. I've heard so much about it, especially since the Social Sisters are supposed to be doing a remake of it. Basically, it's got probably the most avoidable motorcycle accident you've ever seen taking place at the start of it. And the chick ends up in very bad shape, so she has to kind of go for this Frankensteinish type, radical medical stuff that they burst in on her there with some surgery. And next thing you know, to put it bluntly, she has what looks like a dog penis coming out of her armpit, and she feeds off people. But everybody she does that to ends up becoming rabid, sort of like zombies or more infected. I don't know which way you would prefer to say it. So basically everything that happens in the movie doesn't really make a lick of sense, but somehow early Cronenberg makes it work. So it gets my approval as well. It's a really fun film. I think I give it a 4 out of 5 on the website, which written reviews are all on the website if you want to check those out. Probably my favorite movie out of the bunch, I would say, and that's saying a lot because Dead Zone isn't shabby, and Shivers is pretty cool too, which, speaking of Shivers, that is the last one listed here. This takes place at like a high-rise, community, like apartment complex thing. And you see really early on that there's some really shady stuff going on in there as a guy tries to do surgery on some woman and you don't know why. And there's just one guy's got like a cyst. He's messing around with the cyst and you're wondering where that's going. Well, it ends up being they've got like these leeches things in them, and it doesn't really turn them into zombies. It turns them more into sex-crazed maniacs, which is a very interesting way to go. It's like I said, early Cronenberg, probably the best type of Cronenberg you're going to get, and I really enjoyed that one as well. This is my second time seeing Shivers. I've seen it a long time ago, and I think I liked it better this time than I even did the first time I saw it. So it just gets wild, it gets crazy, and it's very entertaining. I'm surprised they haven't remade that one, although Slither kind of borrowed quite a bit from it, especially a bathtub scene. And it has Barbara Steele, which is kind of odd seeing her, considering the fact that I've never seen her in any other thing that wasn't black and white, so it's odd seeing her in color. But as you can see here, it's 3 discs, loaded with extras on it. I'll show you here. Here's the Cronenberg disc, the Dead Zone one. And there's, of course, it's Shivers and Rabid. Very basic, but it's not the covers that matter. It's the quality on the disc. And I do think that everything here looks great. Really fun stuff to watch. Totally just broke my case during the review there, but I got it closed. So the cases are flimsy, apparently, as I just broke my spine while I was doing that somehow. But the Dead Zone Extras is an audio commentary by screenplay writer Stephen Jones and film critic Kim Newman. Featurettes, Memories of the Dead Zone, The Look of the Dead Zone, Visions of Horror from the Dead Zone, and The Politics of the Dead Zone, and that's topped off with an original trailer. Shivers has on-screen The Making of Shivers, original theatrical trailer, and an interview with David Cronenberg. Special features on Rabid is audio commentary with David Cronenberg, interview with David Cronenberg, and documentary to directors with David Cronenberg. Like I said, this is Vire Vision Entertainment from Australia. Says Region B, but it looks like it's Region Free, or at least they'll play Region A. As far as the transfers go, they all look good. I don't know. I don't want to come out and just flat out say it's probably the same transfers used for the Arrow releases, because I don't know. But I think at least Shivers might be. But they all look good nonetheless. So if you want to pick that up, I would definitely get that and import that if you have a way of doing so, or if you know a good way of doing so. I just go to their website, or try to find an online retailer of some sorts. But it is very much worth having, and who knows when we'll see these in America. So might as well get them while you know you can.